kabajamtootaa fi jaalatamtoota daawwattoota Oromia11 akkam jirtu naga jirtu suniin jecha har'aas Minneapolis keessatti argamna. Fire Station 21 Minneapolis jirra jechuudha. Bakki kun bakka maashinni qoricha sammuu nama hadoochu fashaleessu yeroo jalqabaatiif magaalaa Minneapolis keessatti pilot project sagantaa yaalii hojjetame jechuudha. Akkuma argaa jirtan qorichi NARKAN jedhamu kun kan vending maashinii kana keessatti argame jechuudha. Maashina qoricha kana namaaf kennu namoonni yeroo qoricha overdose humnaa ol fudhatanii qoricha sammuu nama hadoochu humnaa ol fudhatan keessaa baafachuudhaan itti fayyadaman jechuudha. Akkaataan isaan itti fayyadaman akkuma duratti meera irraa argitan kana jechuudha. Qoricha kana fuudhee namni yeroo humnaa ol fayyadame qoricha fudhachuudhaan yookiin nama gaggabe tokko yoo argitan qoricha kanaas fuudhuudhaan namaaf kennu yookiin ittiin nama gaggabe ittiin fayyisuu dandeettan jechuudha. Namoonni gaggabanis dursanii fudhatanii warroonni araada keessa jiran ittiin tajaajilamuu danda'an sagantaa jedhu. Lubbuu namaa du'arraa oolchuudhaaf sagantaan kun asitti maashinni kun dhaabbate jechuudha. Egaa akkuma beekamu Minnesota keessatti Minneapolis keessa qofa uummanni jiraatu parsantii 7.5 yoo ta'u parsantii 7.5 kana keessa sababa overdoseetiin meeshaalee qoricha sammuu nama hadoochuu fudhachuudhaan namoonni sababa parsantiin 20 du'a magaalaa Minneapolis qoricha sammuu nama hadoochuu humnaa ol fudhachuutiin du'an jechuudha. Sababni naannoo kanatti immoo 21st Fire Station Departmentii ittisa balaa ibiddaatu duuba kana jira. Wanni asitti dhaabbatee fi yeroo hedduu lakkoofsi nama hedduudha. Bara kana keessa qofa namoonni 74 ol ta'an irratti argamuu isaati jechuudha. Humnaa ol qoricha fudhatanii naannoo kanatti argamuu isaaniitiin naannoo kanatti hawaasa kana osoo sabaan addan qoonne osoo sodaadhaan maletti istigmaan hawaasa keessaa ilaalcha hawaasa keessaa osoo isaan hin daangessine akka isaan irraa fayyadamaniif sagantaan kun banamee yaaliin kun jalqabame jechuudha. Namoonni qoricha araada nama hadoochiitiin qabamtan yookiin namoota araadaan qabaman beektan yoo jiraattan isteeshinii kana dhufuudhaan iddoo biraatis deemuudhaan tajaajila garaagaraa irraa argachuu dandeettan isiniin jenna. Sagantatti isin dabarsina. Qoricha sammuu nama hadoochu ni fudhattanii nama qoricha sammuu nama hadoochu humnaa ol yookiin overdose fudhatu beektanii yeroo nama akkana argitan yookiin ofii keessanii humnaa ol qoricha nama hadoochu fudhattan maal godhuu qabdanoo beektanii. NARKAN qorichi jedhamu as keessa jira. Dawaa qoricha sammuu nama hadoochu fashaleessu akkitti argatan vending maashinii kana keessaa lakkoofsa barbaadan tuttan. Qoricha as keessaa kana kan lakkoofsa 26 irra jiru fudhachuu barbaada. Wanti an godhu 2 6 tuqaa jechuu achi booda qorichi lafa bu'ee jira jechuudha. Qoricha nama hadoode yookiin sammuu hadoochu fayyisu qoricha lubbuu keessan du'arraa baraaru as keessaa fudhachuu dandeettan jechuudha.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name's Jacob Fry. I'm the mayor of Minneapolis, and I am proud to be here for the unveiling of our very first free NARKAN vending machine. I think we all know that in this country we're collectively suffering from an opioid epidemic. There's almost nobody that doesn't know someone that has been dramatically impacted by opioids. Could be a sister, a brother, a father or a friend, but opioids and specifically fentanyl are having a drastic impact on our cities throughout the country, and Minneapolis is not an exception. And so what it calls on all of us to do is to step up. That's community members working with governments working with nonprofits. That's all of us doing our part collectively to make sure that people survive, to make sure that the individuals in their communities have the resources they need to help someone that is suffering some form of overdose. We've seen overdoses across the country go dramatically up over the last several years, and we know that more often than not, those overdose victims are Native or Black. Native people are 29 times more likely to suffer from an opioid overdose. Black people are twice as likely than whites to suffer from some form of opioid overdose. And not only do we need to be stepping up to prevent people from dying in the moment when they're experiencing an overdose, we also need to make sure that they have the kind of compassionate treatment that they need to get better, to live a brilliant life. And so that's the work that Minneapolis is doing right now on a consistent basis. We're investing millions of dollars right now annually to make sure that people have the kind of care that they need. And whether that's working with Turning Point and devoting $500,000 to make sure that their facility can be up and running in as fine form as possible, or that's making sure that we've got $1 million that has been dedicated towards a medical bus, a bus that can go around. It's a mobile unit that provides compassionate care, treatment, and assistance to people that are suffering from some form of addiction, predominantly around opioids. And so here's the deal. We know that people across our country are suffering from some form of opioid addiction. We know that this is a drug, and specifically fentanyl, that has taken control of people's life like nothing that we've seen before. And we know that we have the tools to help. We have the tools to prevent someone from dying in the form of this NARKAN vending machine right here. We also have the tools to help people get better. So that's what we're working towards in the city of Minneapolis, and I got a great team who's standing here behind me that have been doing that work. And whether that's Chief Brian Tyner, or our Health Commissioner, Damone Chaplin, whether that's the Deputy Commissioner, Heidi Ritchie, or Christopher Burks, who he himself can provide you a rundown in the story that he experienced as to how NARKAN ultimately saved his life. These are some tremendous individuals that have worked really hard to make this happen, and I got to tell you what's special about this. So this is our very first NARKAN vending machine. Normally, when you purchase NARKAN on the market, it costs about $50. This time, it's totally free. And so we've got it located right here at Fire Station 21. That is nearby nearby the area where a lot of these opioid overdoses have taken place. This is a machine where someone can come up, get the assistance that they need, take out a box of NARKAN, and then save somebody's life. This is about saving people's life, and there's no doubt in my mind that the people standing behind me and this machine will help make that happen. This will help keep families together. This will help prevent someone from dying, and this will ultimately help someone to live a brilliant life, to get the care that they need so that they're no longer addicted. And so with that, again, really proud of this incredible team that's come together to make this all happen. I want to turn it over to our, yes, thank you. This guy back here has held, my apologies, has held that sign in every single council meeting, and so I think you particularly have got to be thrilled about this event. And so with that, I would love to turn it over to our Fire Chief, Brian Tyner, who has been doing a lot of work on the ground to make sure that people get the care they need during some of their most troubling circumstances of life. And so with that, I'll turn it over to our chief.
Good afternoon. The Minneapolis Fire Department has a mission, and that mission is to protect lives, property, and the environment. Our community focus is to proactively engage in dialogue, share information, and initiate prevention services to effectively minimize the risk to life, property, and the environment. And that is exactly what we're doing today with this NARKAN machine. The fire stations of the Minneapolis Fire Department are considered by many to be a trusted and safe space where the community can come and seek assistance whenever it's needed. And that is why we are proud to partner with Mayor Fry, the Minneapolis Health Department, and the community by placing the first life-saving NARKAN vending machine outside of Fire Station 21. We are committed to helping to save lives in the community, and we see this program as yet another opportunity to demonstrate that commitment to the community. And with that, I would like to introduce the Commissioner of Health, Damone Chaplin.
All right, thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chief Tyner and Mayor Fry, for the resources and support for making this NARKAN vending machine possible today. This opioid crisis hits home for many of us, like myself, who have several family members who are in long-term recovery. I came to Minneapolis with the mission to find solutions and instill hope for those who are struggling or suffering from substance misuse. The city's $10,000 plus investment in this vending machine will pay immediate dividends and hopefully, like the mayor said, save lives. I want to thank my Deputy Commissioner, Heidi Ritchie, who had the vision to bring the vending machine to Minneapolis, and the opioid response team, who ran with the idea once it was presented to her. Suzanne, Jason, and Tony, your countless hours of work made this opportunity possible. We chose to place this life-saving resource outside of Fire Station 21 due to the high amount of substance misuse and overdose in this area. This year, the area has already seen 74 suspected overdoses and 4 suspected fatal overdoses. Between 2017 and 2021, there were 38 opioid-related deaths in this area. So I have a question. How many people here have NARKAN on them today? So with this machine, we're hoping for those folks who live in this area that those numbers go up. We want everyone to be equipped with the tools to save lives. You can see the vending machine behind me. The NARKAN is free, provides 24-hour access to our community members without any barriers. We chose this location because we wanted unlimited access to this resource. It's as simple as pushing a button to get the box out of the machine. There is no judgment and no stigma. We want people to be able to get a box when needed and in cases of emergencies. This vending machine contains more than 100 boxes of NARKAN, each holding 2 doses. This is over 200 doses per machine being made available to the community. Once the vending machine gets to about a quarter full, it will be restocked. Our hope is that no one ever needs NARKAN, but we know that this is not always a reality. We are actively engaging with partners across the city to find solutions to this crisis. This is just one more tool in the city's toolbox. We encourage community members to come pick up a box or 2. You never know when you may be in a position to save a person's life. Today we have with us Christopher Burks, who will give his account of his experience and will share his story with us today. Christopher?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christopher Burks, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. What that means today is it's been 4 years since I had the use of any substance. So I battled with substance use disorder for over 30 years. I started off smoking crack, and I ended up shooting meth and different opiates. Naloxone NARKAN has saved my life over 7 different times. 6 of those times the paramedics were called. I've OD'd multiple times though. So out of the multiple times that I OD'd, NARKAN has actually brought me back 7 different times. Naloxone is a medicine that rapidly reverses an opioid overdose. I'm here today to discuss why this vending machine is so important and how it can make an impact against the opioid crisis we are in. First and foremost, you need to know that naloxone saves lives. I wouldn't be standing here if it didn't. Our community needs access to this resource. Second, this is a great harm reduction method. What the city of Minneapolis and Station 21 is saying with this vending machine is they care about their community members. We're talking about somebody's mother, we're talking about somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's child. So basically what we're saying is we care about our community by putting this vending machine here and giving these people these resources. I know everyone has not bought into the harm reduction method, but harm reduction concentrates on the person and not what the person is doing. So we have to take that into consideration. We have to remember that addiction is a brain disease, and we need to start treating this like it's a brain disease. We have to start criminalizing the people who have been affected by these opioids. I know now that my life purpose is to advocate for people who are in recovery. I also know it is my job to educate people on what naloxone training and how naloxone actually works. Last but not least, the reason why this vending machine is important is because naloxone is easy to administer. So I'll tell you guys a small story of one time that I was saved by an overdose where the paramedics wasn't called. So me and a friend of mine, we were using, I was in the apartment building and I had got a hold somehow, this was in 2016, and I had got a hold of a nasal NARKAN thing. And it was sitting in my bedroom and nobody really knew what it was. Only thing I knew was you just stuck it up somebody's nose if they had overdosed. So my friend came over, and as we were using, he asked me what it was, and I told him, I was joking, you make sure you shove this up my nose real far and hit that button if I fall out. And we laughed and we joked. Ten minutes later, I was in the front yard dead. So it's that easy where you don't need a medical profession to provide it. Anyone can administer this NARKAN and anyone can save someone's life. So I'm now the program director at Twin Cities Recovery Projects. And at Twin Cities Recovery Projects, we do NARKAN trainings, and we are what you call a naloxone access point. So people in the community can come to our locations and pick up NARKAN whenever they need it. We have 3 different locations: 3400 East Lake Street, 1011 West Broadway, and we also have a partnership with the fire station. So we're at Station 14 at 2002 North Lowry. So I believe this vending machine is long time coming and is well needed for our community. Thank you.
Great job.
So you can see that the ability to get free NARKAN at a moment's notice is a critical component of making sure that people can stay alive and then making sure that they can get better. And so this is an instance of the city of Minneapolis and our broader community putting our money where our mouth is. What we're saying is we need to save lives. This is helping us get there. With that, we'll open it to any questions you might have.
So when somebody goes out like that, they're not getting any oxygen. They're not getting any oxygen to the brain. They're not getting any oxygen to the body. So about 5 to 6 minutes is about the time that you have before naloxone needs to be administered where it can be most effective. That's why response times are very important on these types of calls. That's like why it's important to act. That's why it's important to have NARKAN on hand so that you can act quickly and save a life.
So we're using the terms NARKAN and naloxone interchangeably, but the substance in this vending machine is NARKAN. Yeah, so there is a system in place that would prevent you from cleaning it out all at once. And that being said, we wanted to make sure that this was as low barrier as possible so that people could quickly come up. They can get some free NARKAN without any questions being asked, without any need to plug in a name or deliver a credit card. This is straightforward, it's simple, and it's going to save lives. That was the goal here, and I think hopefully we accomplish it. Now, that being said, it's a pilot, and so if we're seeing problems with people taking a whole lot of them at once, we'll have a way to change the system around to prevent that from happening.
We do outreach in North Minneapolis. 8 lives have been saved, but with NARKAN. We're doing interventions and taking them to 3 different hospitals. Those kids on West Broadway share NARKAN with each other. I gave out 3 sets of NARKANs from the Pride Festival, and we make sure that everyone's carrying NARKAN. And they're tainting marijuana, coke, meth. We lost a bartender at the Spring Street. He OD'd from a line of cocaine. So this is not just for people, some people call them blue pillars. NARKAN is for everybody, not just folks who are struggling with opiate addiction. We need to be on point. This is a war right now. We're losing more to the overdose than gun violence. 1 million have died since 1999. So this, we have it in the schools, now we need it out on the block. So thank you, Minneapolis, for answering the call.
That's the hope. We're rolling this out as a pilot. Obviously, we're going to adjust if we see things that need to be changed. But, I mean, the whole concept is that we are putting a tool in the hands of community that can save lives. Our firefighters, our police officers, our outreach workers, they can't be everywhere all the time. And so this is making sure that people know where to come to get the help that they need to save somebody's life. And again, that someone is someone's son or daughter. That's someone's sister or brother. That's a good friend. This is a member of our community. We should be treating all members of our community like their family members. Any other questions? And then we can provide you a quick demo. Good?
Demo.
All right, let's do it. Come up here to make sure I don't screw this up myself.
I haven't done it yet.
Get the numbers.
This is the numbers. That's it? So this is my first time doing this as well. So cut me some slack here, but
Button. Here you go.
That easy.
it's that easy. It's that easy, and hitting those two numbers right there will save lives. This is going to save lives, and I'm so proud to work with this team to make that happen. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Egaan kabajamtoota daawwattoota Oromiyaa 11 Ameerikaa keessatti qorichi sammuu namaa hadoochu lubbuu namaa galaafachuun isaa babal'ataa jira. Odeeffannoo garaagaraatis ni dhaggeettani. Qorannooleen garaagaraatis riisarchiiwwan garaagaraatis hojjetamaa jiran. Lubbuun namaa guyyaadhaa guyyatti sababa qoricha hadoochuutiin yookiin qoricha sammuu namaa hadoochuutiin dhumataa jira jechuudha. Hawaasni keenyas akkuma argaa jirtan keessattuu isteeta garaagaraa keessatti lakkoofsi dhalattoota Oromootis hawaasni keenya dhoysuu malee irraa dubbachuu haasaalfatu malee namoonni araada akkanaa keessatti kufaa jiran argamaatiin jiran. Viidiyoowwan tokko tokkos arguu dandeettan. Namoonni Oromoo dhalattoonni Oromoo ijoolleen biyya kana dhalatanis miidhamtoota waan kanaa ta'anii jiran jechuudha. Dhoysuu keessaa baanee itti fayyadamuu hawaasa keenyas baraaru barnoota isaa wal qabatu wal barsiisaa namoota miidhaman immoo akka isaan lubbuun isaanii du'aaf hin deemne du'arraa isaan oolchuudhaaf projektii jalqabame kanatti haa fayyadamnuun immoo dhaamsa kenna. Projektiin kun yaaliidhaaf yookiin pilot project waan jedhamu jechuudha. Yaaliidhaaf dhaabbatee yoo itti fayyadamni isaa kan milkaa'u taate babal'ateetiin gara magaalota garaagaraa keessatti waan dhaabamu ta'a jechuudha. Egaa sagantaa biraatiin angolatti deebinuuf nagaan nuuf jiraadha.